Hello, I'm Don Hammock, Sports Information Director at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College. Thank you for joining us for a great episode of Bulldog Blitz. It's episode 1 of season 17 of the Blitz, coming to you from historic A.L. May Memorial Stadium, where Gulf Coast throttled number 3 Northwest Mississippi 49-14. We're going to talk with head coach Jack Wright about the Bulldogs' performance, as well as defensive back Kevin Larkins, who had 2 interceptions, and Jay Dupree, who had 4 touchdown receptions. The second segment of the show, we're going to introduce you to Kazarius Bowie, the big defensive lineman. In our last segment, we'll talk with new women's soccer coach Ryan Joyner, whose Bulldogs are 4-1 on the young season, riding a 4-game win streak. Here on the field with victorious coach Jack Wright after a 49-14 beatdown in number 3 Northwest Mississippi. Jack, that's the way to start a season.
Yeah, just very proud of our kids. You know, they've put in a lot of hard work. And the first game in junior college, it's a lot of anxiety because you just have no clue how things are going to go. You don't know, exactly what you have or where your weaknesses are, what your strengths are. So I think we got a little more comfortable, throughout the game and kind of figured out what some of those things were.
You put up 49 points. You could have put up a few more. I thought both teams were kind of sloppy, typical first game kind of stuff, but you guys got a lot of stuff you can clean up and get better at, I think.
We have a lot of things to clean up, Don. As happy as we are that we won, as a coach, you think back on the mistakes and maybe some of the things that you saw today that you hadn't seen in practice or didn't expect. And there's plenty of those. So we're on a really short week, and so we've got some things to fix. We've got our work cut out for us, and we've got a job to do.
Your guys put up 49. The regulators only allowed 14, and one of those was kind of a junky one late. They had a huge goal line stand that was big. What'd you see from them all night?
Just great effort. I was really worried about our defense because it was so hot out here. 92 degrees at kickoff, and the sun's right on top of us. And to play defense, you have to pursue and chase, and it takes a lot of energy and effort. And I thought there was a chance we might give out doing that, and those kids just kept fighting, and I saw them sweating, I saw them tired, but in their eyes, I never saw them, back down or be scared of playing in the heat. So just really encouraged by their energy, their effort pursuing the football tonight.
I think I saw one defensive player come off the field with cramps. I think one thing that helps you on that side of the ball is you're able to roll a lot of guys out. You play a lot of depth on that side of the ball.
We do. Ever since we've been here, me and Coach Shufelt, Coach Smith on the defensive line, we roll a lot of guys. You get a lot of good experience, some of those younger defensive linemen. If you're able to do that and still win some games early in the year, that helps you later in the year. They get a lot better.
Kevin Larkins had a huge game, couple picks, and he seemed to be wherever the ball was tonight.
Kevin came to us. We knew he was an incredible athlete. When we got here, we didn't know exactly what he was going to be playing. Corner, linebacker, safety. He's kind of settled in at one of those safety spots. And we've seen flashes in practice. But it just seemed like the ball came his way a lot tonight, and he made the play. So again, he's a guy that's only going to get better because of his upside really high, and just proud he's on our team.
Offensively, you unleashed a 2-headed quarterback monster. What'd you see from both of those guys?
They're both really good. I thought that coming out of training camp. I knew we had 2 really good quarterbacks. Both of them are older. Both of them have played. Both of them have seen live bullets and been under pressure. Both of them have been hit. So we've got 2 really good quarterbacks. That's what I'll say. Obviously Eli had a great second half throwing the football and made some plays. To his guy Jan Allen. He had a big second half. So, but I thought Kaysen did really good. What you got to understand is, I've known this offensively for a long time. Moving the football early in games is easier than moving the football late in games just because of the exhaustion factor. So I thought Kaysen did a great job pulling it down, running the football some, and he had some big throws there early too. So just great job by both of them.
You mentioned Jay Dupree. He had a monster game.
I'm anxious to see the numbers, Don. I can't remember any of our receivers at Gulf Coast ever having 4 touchdowns in a game. Could you remember?
No,
I don't think that, not since I've been here, I don't think that's happened. But, just some explosions out of him, especially that last one. Just when the ball was in his hand, he was just moving at a different speed. And we've seen that in practice. But you never know, if that's going to translate to a game until you get here and you do it, and it did.
I thought y'all ran the ball really effectively too. J-Train was good running it, and then the read option stuff with Kaysen. I thought y'all were effective back there.
Right. It's just kind of tough to tell first game of the year, exactly what you're going to get out of the defense. So we just tried to have a little package that we felt like was going to be good versus just about anything, and that happened to be some zone read tonight. So Kaysen did a good job of reading that. We'll only get better at that stuff. It's kind of our first time doing that in the game. So, but yeah, our running backs ran hard tonight. The good thing about having a running back like T-Train is you kind of know what you're going to get. He's been hit in college football before. We knew we had some good young running backs when Chandler Chapman and Dayon, they just hadn't had quite the action that T-Train has.
Special teams, y'all will have some things to clean up, but I think y'all won the special teams battle. They were Northwest was a lot sloppier than we were on that side.
Right. I think we punted one time, Don. We had some turnovers, which kept us from kicking. But special teams is something that we've got to continue to get our kids to buy into. We've got a really good kicker with Showalter. But yeah, I feel solid about our special teams. There are a couple things now that I'm thinking back that we are going to have to get fixed. So yeah, you're right.
We always talk about first game to second game. It's the oldest cliche. You get the best. You get more better than any other time.
Correct.
So I know you think you've got some chance, even though now we're going to have a short week because we're playing on a Saturday.
We've got a short week. I mean, my focus now is we got to get in here tomorrow and watch some film, and we've got to learn from this. This has got to be a learning experience, and the challenge for us is just to continue to get better from this point. I've coached junior college a long time. Every team in this league is going to improve. We're going to get better, but the teams we're playing against are going to get much better too. So if we don't improve, we're going to get left behind. So that's the challenge.
One benefit of playing, or maybe it's not a benefit, but one result of playing on Saturday, you've watched some of the Etowah game. That's who we got next week. What did you see from them?
Great effort. Coach, I've worked with Coach Macon for a couple of years previously, and I know his teams are going to play so hard. And so that's the challenge, is just matching their intensity. And we got to spend some time in here this weekend. We don't have much time, but we've got to figure out what they're doing scheme-wise and try to put our kids in a position to compete with them.
And a lot of it, I know you were telling them they needed to eat a lot tonight and start that recovery process. That'll be a huge thing too.
Recovery's big. I mean, the weather, it's Mississippi Gulf Coast. It's mid-September, and it's hot. And so you've got to take care of your body. You've got to get nutrition. And I hope our guys just take care of themselves like a pro, and that'll help the recovery process.
Beat the number 3 team in the country is no better way to start the season. Congratulations.
No, we'll take it. We're really proud of it. Those guys have a great program that they'll get things squared away over there. But we're proud of today's win for sure.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We're on the sideline with Kevin Larkins, the defensive back from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Had a monster game, couple picks, some big tackles. Kevin, regulators came to play tonight. I think you showed what y'all are all about tonight.
Yes, sir. Coach kept us motivated. Next play after next play, if we mess up, keep going. No matter what, keep going. After your mistakes, it's all about the next play. Keep fighting.
What happened on the first interception?
First interception, Coach mixed up the coverage because it was third down. We dropped back in coverage. I seen the crossing route come over. I went up under, so nobody was in my zone.
I think you got a good return on that one too, to set up the offense.
Yes, sir.
Second interception, what happened on that one?
The same exact thing. I seen the crossing route come over. He didn't see me sitting in my flat zone. I just waited for the ball to come in my hands, and when it's in the air, I get it at the highest point.
Coach Wright talked about when you got here, the coaching staff wasn't exactly sure where you're going to settle in, corner, safety, linebacker. You feel like you're good in that safety spot now?
Yes, sir. It don't matter where I'm at. I'm going to play. I'm going to give it all. 5 quarters of football, not even 4-5.
One thing that makes your job easier on the back end is the D-line getting after folks. What did you see from them tonight?
They had a great game. Sack after sack. A lot. Tackle for loss. Even when I was getting back there, they was back there with me. We had a great game all together, offense and defense.
And you got to watch the offense. Y'all put them in some short fields. What did you see from those guys on the other side of the ball?
I mean, they kept fighting. Even though first half was kind of ugly, they kept fighting. No matter what's going on, we just got to keep fighting. And when the defense was out there, we was getting our stops and our turnovers. We just put the offense in a great position in the second half, and they capitalized.
What was it like not being able to play Thursday night? Didn't think we were going to play today. All of a sudden, middle of the day yesterday, we find out we're going to play.
I mean, Thursday, we was all kind of mad. But when we came back that Friday, all the coaches were saying we just got to stay focused. We got to refocus. And everybody stayed locked in because we really wanted to play that Thursday. But we got the chance today, and we came out with a dub.
Congratulations, Kevin.
Thank you.
We're here on the sideline with sophomore wide receiver Jay Dupree from Philadelphia, Mississippi. Jay, you had a fantastic game, 4 touchdown receptions. What was it like today being out there?
Man, it was just like practice. We've been practicing in this heat. We just used to it. We go out there and play. The coach prepared us good to go out here and play. Did a great job. Execute.
What was your favorite touchdown tonight? You got 4 to pick from.
My last one.
What happened on that play?
I gave him a head fake. He went the other way, and I came back inside and took it.
78 yards. You know, that was definitely the nail in the coffin for him.
Yes, sir.
What did you see out there with the way y'all were able to run your offense tonight?
Man, when we had watched film, because we ain't had no film, we had film of them last year, but they don't run the same defense. They mostly ran cover 3 and man, and we just executed the plays he called. And Coach Wright called some great plays today. And
you were catching passes from 2 different quarterbacks. What'd you see from those guys tonight?
Man, they both been working. I can say that. They both been competing at practice, and they both came to play today.
Regulators only allowed 14 points. 7 of those were in garbage time. They had a huge goal line stand there early on that really, you know, set the tone. What'd you see from the defense tonight?
Man, the defense. Man, we compete every day. One day offense have a bad day. One day offense have a great day. Man, defense compete. I love how the defense played today. Yeah, a lot of times you may think the offense is struggling. You really don't realize how good the defense is, but they showed tonight against the number 3 team in the country that yes. That
they can get things done. What does it feel like beating the number 3 team in the country?
Man, they were trying to run the other day. They can't run from me now. The score, they can't run from me. I'm glad we played them to prove our point.
Y'all have a number in front of you next week, so I think that'll be fun for you guys to be in the rankings next week. So congratulations, Jay.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Don't just attend college, experience it. Learn by doing, because this matters. And this. Oh, you know that matters. This does too. At Mississippi State, you can make a global impact, starting right here at home. Our close-knit community offers you the opportunity to change the world. Mississippi State University, taking care of what matters.
Al Sandifer delivered the hotel and restaurant supply big hit of the game with his tackle for loss and a goal line stand. Since 1953, Hotel and Restaurant Supply has been supplying commercial food service equipment, related supplies, contract furniture, and custom fabrication. Go see their huge Gulfport location on John Hill Boulevard or check them out on the web at hnrsupply.com. We're going to play 10 questions with Kazarius Bowie, a defensive lineman for the Bulldogs.
I am from South Jackson, Mississippi. The capital of Mississippi, one of the biggest city in Mississippi. I love my city, even though, it's hard to love. I started playing football around, when did I start playing football? Around, I guess, 3rd grade. I played for the South Jackson 49ers, down the street from my house now, and I completely sucked. Straight bench warmer. Oh, just a growth spurt, came out there. I came again in 6th grade to play for the Jackson Bulldogs the Mississippi Bulldogs, and I was as tall as the coach, so I was starting off as a lineman, defensive lineman. I just love to compete, it's something about the sport, being able to go lawfully put your hands on somebody and be as physical as you want to be without any type of repercussions. And that alone, just being able to compete against some of the best guys, best athletes they have to offer, it's really exciting. Coach Schmidt, very funny man. Very funny man. Horrible jokes, very funny, and very old man. I love that old man, though. Great man, great guy. My favorite class is kinesiology with Coach Allen. Shout out Coach Allen. Love you, Coach Allen. Great coach, great teacher. Even though, he can be very stern at times. One of my favorite players is Julius Peppers. He's a freak athlete all around. I remember growing up, I always wore 52 as far as like playing for the Mississippi Wolfpack and other little league teams. And Mississippi Wolfpack was a traveling team. Julius Peppers just a huge guy, all muscle. My coach always said, that's who you're gonna be, Bowie. You're gonna be a freak athlete, killing off the edge. You're gonna be all muscle. So that's who I really wanted to be like. It gotta be chicken, any form of chicken. You can do chicken, you can do anything with chicken. I'm messing with chicken all day, every day. I'm a lawyer. I'm here majoring in business management, but I really want to major in business law. I really want to be like a sports agent or corporate lawyer, in a sense. I say Black Panther. He's a black millionaire, and my guy is fire. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman. I remember the Titans because it speaks on history and it has Denzel Washington in it. Great movie, all about unity. And the Carter High because it shows you the repercussions of becoming too self-centered and worried about yourself, in a sense. Aaron Donald. I want Aaron Donald on there. We're gonna talk about some football. Or Shannon Sharp. I love Shannon Sharp. Maybe even Cam Newton. Those guys, man. Them some guys right there.
Here we go, D-block on three. 1, 2, 3, D-block. Here we go.
Jay Dupree was a hotel and restaurant supply player of the game for a school record-tying 4 touchdown receptions. Since 1953, Hotel and Restaurant Supply has been supplying commercial food service equipment, related supplies, contract furniture, and custom fabrication. Go see their huge Gulfport location on John Hill Boulevard or check them out on the web at hnrsupply.com.
At Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College, we wholeheartedly believe that it's never too late to make a change for the better. It's never too late to demand more out of life. And it's never too late for you to go big. That's why MGCCC caters to the needs of our non-traditional student body. So, go big. Go Gulf Coast. Register today at mgccc.edu.
We're excited to introduce you to new women's soccer coach Ryan Joyner. His Bulldogs are 3-1 on the young season, and we're going to see what makes those Bulldogs tick.
My name is Ryan Joyner, originally from Ocean Springs, Mississippi. Spent the last, 15 years now as a coach, several of those in the high school realm, St. Stanislaus and Bay St. Louis for 3 years. Won 3 state titles there as the head men's coach. Moved on to Ocean Springs High School where we lost in a state final. And then spent the last 6 years, 5.5 years really, at East Central Community College where we took a program, struggled traditionally, and then moved the team throughout the postseason for those 5 years. Had a team ranked in the number 2 in the nation in 2020, 2021. I've been playing, been around the soccer game for a long time on the coast, very familiar with this place, this area. Love the recruiting area, love the geographic area of being able to come home, and excited about the process and future for us. We're a team that's got a good mixture of freshmen and sophomores. The girls are they're having to learn a lot. We're putting a lot of different systems in, trying to make sure that we've challenged them every day. It's a big thing for us to make sure that we're teaching and not just putting them in unfamiliar situations. The goal for us is make the postseason this year, see if we can get in that top 7, push this program back to where it needs to be in year 1. And then after that, it's 1-game series from then. So we have to really continue to do what me and Quentin expect them to do every day. And that's work hard, put their heads down, watch film, get themselves physically fit and mentally ready to play in the most challenging league in the U.S. It'll be a variety of styles. Obviously, we started out scoring goals this year, which is a big turnaround from last season. We think we play exciting soccer. We want the ball, we want possession, but we're not scared to be a counter-attacking team that sits in, defends. But we want to entertain people with results, not just with how the game's played. I mean, it's important for the score to be 1-0 at the end of the game, or it can be 5-4 at the end of the game. But we're going to have a group of girls that really put in a shift, put 90 minutes in, literally show, our fans and our supporters that they're here to play for the team, and that's what it's all about. Returning keeper, Ailey Coleman's come in. She battled some injuries over the last season and summer, but she's got tons of experience. Played in every game last year, every minute of every game. She's going to be a big part of what we do. She knows my expectations. I've known her since she was a teenager and done some lessons with her back when I was a high school coach. Leah Capiola is battling a little bit of injury right now, but we expect big things from her as soon as we get her healthy. She's a great shot stopper. Ailey's more comfortable with her feet, where Leah, we expect her to keep the ball out of the net at a higher save percentage probably. We've started this year in a couple different systems. Tiffany Beasley returns for us. When Tiffany's playing the best she can, she is one of the best defenders in our league, physically strong, loves to tackle, probably the best passer of the ball out of the back. We added Neve Ross in from Newcastle, England. She's come in and been a really bright spot. We named her co-captain after about 3 games this year. True leader, natural-born player, comfortable playing out of the back. Willing to do the dirty work for the team. On the outsides, we've got Annalise Hester, so AE will return, played in a lot of games last year, gained a lot of valuable experience. We're working on adding some attacking elements into her game, but she does all the small things right. She's such a good kid, always asking questions, willing to learn. Another freshman, Oslyn Dawson, coming in. Oz has come in and surprised both myself and Coach Q about just what she wants to do. She wants to be a great player. She wants to focus on how to be an elite soccer player, because she did spend a lot of her high school career playing basketball as well. So she brings a physical element. You can tell that basketball background helps her. We just got to teach her how to play soccer in our system. Along those lines, we do have some other girls that will fit in there. So Katie Kraft can play anywhere. She's a midfielder. She's a defender. She'll end up playing right back for us a lot this year as well. And the same with Elisa Viquez. So Ellie can play right winger, right wing back, right back. Really has to work on her defending, but she isn't a full attacking defender for us. I feel like the midfield's probably one of the strongest parts of our team. We've got Lainey Cunningham back in. Once we get her fully healthy, we feel like she's a huge part of what we do. She's got the right mentality. Technically, she's working to improve some things, but she's tenacious. She works tirelessly, always asking questions, always wanting to improve. Amy Treminio, that's come in from Long Beach. Amy's probably playing a little out of position from where she's played in club and high school, but she has been our most consistent player over 5 games. Really excited about how she does things. She's got a big future here for this year. And then as we get into Valentina, Val is technically, gifted. Just a super left-footed player, can do a lot of good things with the ball at her feet, break lines of pressure. She'll provide assist. And then Sophia is a very similar player. Sophia is a right-footed midfielder that can play in the defensive midfield role. She's an attacking midfielder as well. We expect her to get going as the season moves forward as well. She's just got a lot to offer as far as how she sees the game in different areas. We'll start with Isabella Reynolds. So Bella's come in. She probably came in as a midfielder, which she plays a little bit for us, but the last couple games we've moved her up front. She was our player of the game against Meridian the other night. Bella's got a great motor. Bella's got a great heart for the game. She's a coach's daughter, so she knows what the expectations from us are. So we look to her scoring goals, providing assists. She's one that's gonna just continue to blossom as she gets into the right system with us. With Kyla Smith, I think Kyla has been by far the biggest surprise for us. We knew Kyla could be really good, but Kyla scoring, I think, 5 goals at this point through the preseason and exhibitions is a huge, not surprise, but she's done everything right. She wants to learn. Kyla is great in front of goal, and she makes all of her movements look at the highest level. Like, Kyla really, really does all the things right as far as a forward. We just got Addie Grace Barnard back. Addie is coming back off a meniscus tear, so she missed a lot of her senior season. So got to work on her getting fit, got to work on her getting the tactical side of our game back. But Addie is a big body. Addie's strong. She holds the ball up well. She'll score goals on set pieces. It was exciting to see her against Pensacola State the other night and actually give her a run out of minutes. And then our captain, Morgan Pickering, having Morgan return as a leader is most important. We've seen her the last couple of days in games without her that we missed her presence on the field, and not just from an athletic standpoint. She's a leader. Morgan is somebody the girls look up to. They look after her to make sure she's taken care of in games, but she's going to score a lot of goals in conference play. She's going to provide everything we need as a mentality monster, just going to be the leader that we need every day, and she's a blessing to have with our team. Mariana's come back. Really like the way she plays out wide. You wouldn't expect a ton out of her with her stature being a defender, but she's really good in wide areas defending. She's tireless. Like, she doesn't get tired. She's super fit. She does everything asked. She's playing right now with a bit of a broken nose, we think, but she'll be back in a couple days. But she is one that if we had 50 of her, we would take those players just to how they communicate, how they work, and their desire to put the team above themselves. Conference is even tougher. I've been in the league for a better part of 10 years, and I think this is the most competitive it's been. You know, there's 6 teams, I believe, right now, either ranked, receiving votes. I think they're all playing out of conference teams that are really going to show who we are as a conference. I think getting in that top 4 this year is going to take a lot of work. You know, your typical powers, Jones, Holmes, and Northwest have added themselves in there. Pearl River's good. 3 of the 4 semifinals last year all return a lot of players. So we're going to have to play well. But our goal, as we said, get in the top 7, make the postseason, and then once you get in a one-off game situation, you never know what can happen. You know, with overtime being eliminated from the JUCO world, it gives teams a chance to go in and defend a little tighter, which we'll have to do in conference. You can't concede goals and win games in our conference. Having Q back as a guy that I've known for, I guess, 6 or 7 years now has been awesome. He knows the college, he knows how I play, he knows how to recruit. You can drop Q in a session, sit back and watch, and the girls respond really well to him. I think me and him are a little bit of fire and ice, and where I can have a day where I'm really getting into the girls and he's going to calm them down, and vice versa. But his ability to teach how we want to play is invaluable. I mean, he's one of the best coaches in this league. He's a guy that's got a bright future and to continue to coach in this league. We're excited. You know, when I get on campus every day, I walk up to my office, see the turf field. We're the only school that has a soccer-specific turf field, which makes me excited. We don't get weather delays. We don't have to cancel games. Recruits walk on campus and immediately see what we have to offer in the athletic performance facility. Just a big part of what we have is how nice our campus is, and the vision Dr. Graham has had and continues to have. And we're blessed to be able to come in every day and sit in a facility like the King Center and offer our players and student athletes a different experience than any other college in Mississippi.
Thank you for joining us for Bulldog Blitz. We'll see you next week back here at ALMA Memorial Stadium after the Bulldogs play Itawamba. We'll see you then.